Hi, I'm Elisa Elsesser, and my absurd question is, what if a person was able to run the equator of the Earth and stop the rotation of the Earth about its axis? As I started to do the research, all of my results came to one single conclusion. There is no way any person would be able to survive. There are many consequences of this stop, so without further ado, my presentation on what happens when the Earth stops spinning. What I found most interesting in my research was the effect of the changing momentum on Earth. Just because the Earth stops spinning, that doesn't mean that everything and everyone on Earth does too. The Earth has an angular momentum of 7.074 times 10 to the 33rd kilogram meter squared per second. I calculated this using angular momentum equals moment of inertia times angular velocity. And the Earth also has a speed of 463.31219 meters per second. This was calculated using velocity equals angular velocity times the radius. And to find the angular velocity, I used 2 pi divided by period. The people on Earth would continue to move at 463.31219 meters per second when the Earth stopped. These people and animals and objects would be flung at high speeds, as seen in this picture. Compared to an Earth where everyone is just still and turning. The impact of all the things on Earth's surface not connected concretely to the Earth would be that of a giant car crash, but much, much worse. Some believe that being underground would help, but there is a very slight chance of survival still. Others believe that people would be flung outside the atmosphere, but with an escape velocity of 25,000 miles per hour, this is highly unlikely. The people lucky enough to survive this change in momentum would quickly need to be at the highest point of elevation. This is because the Earth would flood. This picture is very disturbing, so if you have a weak stomach, this picture is not for you. Almost all the water on Earth is held at the equator. This is because of the Earth's rotation. The Earth bulges at the equator, so the deepest oceans are there. If the Earth stopped spinning, it would return to a perfect sphere and the water would evenly displace. Lower elevations, which in this case is almost all land masses, would be flooded. These people would not be able to manage the changing shape and would most likely drown. Everyone loves the changing seasons, from colored leaves in October to spring showers in April. But with the Earth stopped, we would have blazing hot summers and freezing cold winters. The Earth would go through 6 month-long periods of either light and dark as it orbited the sun. In reality, there would be no days. The side of the Earth facing the sun would burn, and living things, plants, animals, would be ignited while the side facing away would freeze, as seen in this picture. The only slight possible way to survive would be to live at the part of the Earth where the light meets the dark. And if all else fails, there are no worries. The laws of free fall have our back. The Earth, which is always orbiting, would no longer be in orbit. The Earth orbits because of the velocity, and with the slower speed, or no speed in this case, then the Earth would fall freely to the gravitation of the sun, and no one would survive. So we would all crash into the Earth, basically. But don't worry though, by the 35th day, the surface of the Earth would be hot enough that no one would survive. Some people believe that the moon would be able to pull the Earth back into its rotation, but by the time, it would be too late. We have nothing to worry about though. Unless the Flash and Flojo have a kid, the Earth should be safe from its untimely death. Thank you.